Yeah, just a quick review of the book, 10 Keys to Unlocking Shoulder Pain. Subtitle, Increase Blood Flow to Ease Pain and Regain Strength, Power, and Flexibility in 5 minutes a day. So yeah, the main thrust of the book are, here's ways to increase the circulation and blood flow to your shoulder, and so then that'll help you with your pain. So it gives you 10 ways to do that. I'll go over each one very briefly just to let you know what's in the book. First one is rotate your arm windmill style. Second is twirl your arms out to the sides. The third one is rub your shoulder against the corner of a wall. Fourth one is rub the inside and outside of your elbow. Fifth one is take a hot bath. Sixth is swing both arms together out to the front and back. Seventh one is run the back of your arms against a banister. Eight is hook your shoulder blades over the back of a chair. 9 is rub across your shoulder blades on a high-backed wooden chair. And lastly, the corner stretch, basically where you're standing in a corner and you have you put your hands up on the wall about face level, it says, and just kind of lean forward. So that's a stretch. Stretching does increase blood flow, by the way, so that's solid. So yeah, as you can see, if you think, lack of blood flow and increasing blood flow is going to help your shoulder problem, I think this will give you 10 good suggestions. If you have a specific problem, you're looking for like a specific set of exercises, like say, as an example, this book, The 6-Minute Torn Rotator Cuff Solution for Seniors. It says for seniors, but anybody can use this book. This might be a more specific book that you might look for, like say, if I have frozen shoulder, get a frozen shoulder book. If you have a torn rotator cuff, go over something like this. This one, very briefly though, actually the best rotator cuff book I've ever read. Starts out talking about like shoulder anatomy, which you kind of need to know what you're dealing with. If you have a rotator cuff problem, you need to know what is the rotator cuff, what does it do? Answers you need to know. Really great question and answer section. Like if you just have a torn rotator cuff, this will, and what should I do? How do I know I have it? What if I let it alone? This section will answer that. What are the symptoms of a rotator cuff tear? Are they arm maneuvers that can tell me if I have it's my rotator cuff? Where does it tear at? Other things like, are there different kinds of rotator cuff tears? I have a rotator cuff tear and I'm in a lot of pain. I need surgery, right? Not necessarily. All these boxes, by the way, are studies. This book is highly evidence-based. All these answers come directly from published research. What will happen if I just leave a rotator cuff tear alone? Well, the only way you're going to know that is if you look at the studies where researchers have followed people with a rotator cuff tear that have done nothing to it, and they follow them for 5 or 10 years. And okay, so these 100 people tore their rotator cuff, they didn't do anything about it. What happened to it? So this guy's actually went through all the studies and figured that out, what happened to them. Percentages, that's great. Does have a torn rotator cuff set me up for shoulder arthritis? How does exercise compare to surgery when it comes to treating a torn rotator cuff? Okay, so the only way you're going to know that, the book says, is looking at the highest quality studies, which is the randomized controlled trial. So he's actually went through the research, all the randomized controlled trials comparing exercise to surgery. So that's where you randomly assign, let's say you take 100 people, 50 were randomly assigned to surgery, 50 randomly assigned to just exercise. And how did they do after 6 months, a year, 2 years, 10 years even? So he went through all the studies, and actually it's quite consistent. If you have surgery or if you just do exercise, you're going to end up at the same place. So believe it or not, according to the randomized controlled trials. So to that end, the book ends up with an exercise program, very specific, has 3 different levels of beginning, intermediate, and advanced. If you just tore your rotator cuff and you could hardly move your arm, start with the beginning. If you have a tear that's just kind of nagging, you go for the advanced program. So very good, very evidence-based. So that's different, specific problem you have, a specific book to treat that. This can treat a lot of different shoulder problems because it's just a general treatment. Increase circulation and then see where you're at. So yeah, good suggestions. Check it out.